If you've been thinking about getting serious with your money, like actually serious, now's the time. The Motley Fool is offering new members 50% off their iconic stock recommendation service, Stock Advisor. This is the same service that's crushed the market with recommendations that have returned 1,057% since inception, compared to the S&P 500's 180% over that same period. This isn't guesswork. The Motley Fool has a track record of finding companies before they become household names. So if you want to invest smarter and you like saving money while doing it, go to fool.com/listen to claim your 50% off discount off a 1-year term of Stock Advisor. Again, that's fool.com/listen. Returns of 1,057% are from the Motley Fool's product Stock Advisor and measured against S&P 500 returns of 180% as of July 10th, 2025. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. All investing involves a risk of loss. Individual investment results may vary.
Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
We're in Way Media. Welcome back to Father Malone's Weekly Roundup. I'm Father Malone, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Miss Ripley Jean. Say hi to Rip. All right, this episode is going to be a weird one. I apologize in advance. If you want to skip it and wait for Friday or even next Mondays, I will totally understand. The weekend was very tumultuous, it kind of got away from me, and I will explain it. But like I said, if you're not interested, then I don't blame you for dipping out. Honestly, I didn't have a ton of time to devote myself to actually sitting down and writing out full reviews of anything this weekend. As I said, we got Ripley Jean here, who's my constant co-host, and I've made reference to our producer, Miss Foxy Brown. Foxy is my cat. She is a Manx cat. If you don't know them, they look like tabby cats with stubby tails. And a fun fact about Manx is they don't meow, they trill, which is just like a very light trilling sound, or they click when they're unimpressed. So they don't really have a voice. This past Friday, I woke up around 2 a.m., and that's not unusual for me. I've never really gotten much sleep. 4 hours is about my normal. 5 hours is, oh, what a luxury. But anyway, so I'm usually up around 2, which means around 2:30 or so, it's time to feed everybody in the house. That's Foxy and Ripley. This past winter, Ripley has decided that sleeping in is actually more important than food, which is rare in a dog, but not so for Foxy. Foxy will insist on me getting up and feeding her, even if Ripley stays in bed. So anyway, it was a little bit unusual that she didn't show up on Friday morning. A Friday which had all the potential of being a great day. I actually got some really good news about the show that you're currently listening to. Such good news that I can't even speak about it yet. That's pretty cool. And it was Friday, so the whole weekend was laid out in front of me, and my Friday evening was going to consist of watching the 2 movies that I intended to review for the show here. But when I got home from work on Friday, still no sign of Miss Foxy Brown. I scoured the house, not here. Scoured the garage, not there. Scoured the backyard, not there. Now, Foxy is an indoor cat, always has been. She was found on the street. She is an adoption. but has mainly lived her entire life indoors. Because she's a real scaredy cat. She very infrequently ventures outdoors. This is what a scaredy cat she is. She's terrified of ceiling fans. Anything hanging from the ceiling, but ceiling fans in particular. I don't know why she thinks they're coming to get her, but she's convinced that they are. So anytime she's gone outside, it's not been more than a few feet from the house, and she's always right back in immediately. So the thought of her being outside and around was kind of terrifying. I did all the usual things. I put out the water and the food and litter box and clothing for her to smell, to find her way back, and I scoured the neighborhood, and I knocked on doors, and I looked in backyards, all to no avail. Now, there is a shed in the backyard, which she may have been in. Foxy is, after all, a master at hiding in plain sight sometimes. So I figured she was either there or she was out of the yard. And if she was out of the yard, she was lost forever. So I was holding out hopes that she was in that shed. But try as I might, I could not find her in the goddamn shed. So Friday became Saturday, and still no sign of her. Canvassed the neighborhood again, signed up for all the online neighborhood lost pet things you can possibly imagine. Talked to all these different people who were all very, very helpful. But no cat, including outside, including in the backyard, including in the shed. And as you can imagine, I haven't really been focused on watching the new things or giving it my proper attention. So I did want to apologize for that. And so last night, around 3 a.m, I figured I would, in fact, go ahead and record the show. So I did put on one of the movies I had intended to watch. And somewhere around the 10-minute mark, I heard a weird clicking sound, and I rewound the film to see if it was on the soundtrack, and it was not. And then I looked at the foot of the bed, and Foxy was just fucking standing there. Just like nothing had fucking happened. So, near as I can tell, Ripley chased her out. I didn't notice when I closed up shop because she never stays out. And anyway, I'm happy to have her home. And I'm pretty much going to spend the rest of the day just holding her, even though she fucking hates it, and taking a nap, I guess. As you can imagine, I've had about no sleep for, 48 hours. So you'll forgive me this week, gang. Oh, boy, I was going to try and power through some one-off recommendations, but I just don't even have that in me. I am so sorry, everybody. Please check in again on Friday or next Monday. Like I said, I'm not going to give you the Patreon thing. Nobody needs to pay for a show like this. But I guess we'll leave you with a little quote from something or other. I don't even know what it is yet. I'm just going to drop it in here and then drop this episode out and then go to bed. So, actually, you know what? Andor Season 2 is premiering on my birthday this year. So I'm going to leave you with a speech from the first season of Andor. It's oh so current.
And what do you sacrifice?
Calm. Kindness, kinship. Love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space. I share my dreams with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago from which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they set me on a path from which there's no escape. I yearn to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I look down, there's no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. Now, the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything!
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the 3 hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind the scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.